Hey lovelies, and welcome to a new video. So I'm just going to do some swatches of a set of foils that I got off of Amazon. I'll be using the foil transfer gel from Savvyland, and I have 3 boxes that each have 10 foils in them. This is the first box, then this is the second set, and here we have number 3. So I'm doing my swatches on stiletto tips, and for each foil I chose a color of gel polish that I thought would look good with that foil as a base, and then obviously I applied a layer of the Savvyland foil transfer gel on top of that base color and cured this in my lamp. So you want to put that piece of foil on the nail, and then you have to take your time really rubbing it into the nail. You also want to make sure that you don't miss any spots so that you cover the entire surface. Then you can peel off the piece of foil, and the image that was on the foil should now be on the nail. After that you can apply your top coat, and I applied a matte top coat on the top half of the nail and a shiny one on the bottom half so that you can see what it looks like matte and shiny. As you guys can tell, I like to use a silicone tool to rub over my foil, but you can also use your finger or whatever works for you. By the way, for all the next foils, you won't see me do this entire process. You'll just see me putting the foil on the nail and then peeling away after applying. What I'm trying to show you here is that I had a little spot on the nail that wasn't covered with foil, so I'm just going back in with my piece of foil and covering this empty spot. And here it is, matte and shiny. As I let you guys watch the application of the rest of the foils, I do want to talk about a few things. First of all, my last video was uploaded on Mother's Day, and I can't believe that I completely forgot to mention this in my video. But better late than never. So to every woman who cares for her children or grandchildren or niece or nephew or adoptive child or foster child or even a pet, you are all mothers in my heart, so I want to wish you a late happy Mother's Day. So I completely forgot about Mother's Day that day because I was really distracted, and the reason for that is also the reason why I haven't uploaded a video in almost 2 weeks. So at the start of Mother's Day weekend, my mom called me to tell me that my grandmother was in bad shape. She had a severe case of pneumonia. She needed antibiotics, but she was unable to take them because she had not eaten all week. And then on Sunday morning, which was Mother's Day, they hooked my grandmother up to like a morphine drip thing. I don't know what it's called in English. And she passed away late that evening. We had the funeral the next Saturday, which was a week ago today. She didn't die of corona, but of course the restrictions because of corona are for everyone. So we were only allowed to have 15 people at the funeral. The family wasn't able to get together after the funeral. We're not allowed to hug each other because of social distancing. So it's all very surreal. And of course, I'm so sad, but I feel like I haven't even started to mourn properly. I don't know how to explain it. And I feel so absent and distant and detached, like I'm not even here in the moment. And I don't feel like doing anything, like nothing really seems important. So this was the last one of the first set of 10. Here they are all together. With this first one of the second set, you'll see that when I want to put it on the nail, I kind of change my mind and I want to move it, but part of the foil was already touching the nail. So I had a little piece that already came off. And you can see this in the end result. So if you really want a perfect transfer, make sure that you put the foil where you want it from the first time. For the second one, I kind of messed up the tip of the nail, so after peeling off the foil, I just applied some more of the foil transfer gel, cured this in my lamp, and then I went in with the foil a second time just on this tip part of the nail. This next one is one of my favorite designs of the entire 30 foils. After peeling it off, though, I felt like the cuticle area was a bit empty, so I cut a small piece of the foil out. I applied this where I wanted it, gave it a good rub, and then peeled it off again. So as you can see, you can always go in with some more foil if you have areas that you feel are a bit empty, or if you have areas where you feel the foil didn't transfer properly. Depending on if that area is still sticky, you might have to go in with a second coat of the foil transfer gel. About the foil transfer gel, I don't have any other brands than Saviland, so I can't really compare to another brand, but I feel like it performs very nicely. Anytime I didn't have a good transfer was my own fault, because either I didn't rub it well enough in that area, or I had already touched the nail and moved the foil, or it wasn't cured properly. So I can definitely recommend the Saviland one. I will leave the link to it in my description box, by the way, and I will also leave the link of the foil set. By the way, you guys, if you are wondering what I have on my own nails in this video, on my ring finger I have like a dusky pink with one of the flower transfer foils from this set. And then on all the other nails I have Pinky Drink from Model Ones, and I think this is my new favorite color at the moment. I'm totally obsessed with it. It is gorgeous. With this next foil, I felt like there was a little bit too much of an empty space in the piece that I cut off, so I just cut it up into 2 pieces and applied them on the nail separately. So my lovelies, I hope you understand why I didn't upload anything for the past 2 weeks, and I'm going to do my best to upload at least 1 video a week again, and to keep the content interesting, but of course I can't promise anything given my current state of mind. Anyway, this is the last foil of the second box of 10, and I have a picture coming up with all 10 of these together again. For the last box, because those are complete opaque foil, so there are no clear areas in them, and also I wanted the colors to pop, I put a white gel polish for all 10 of them as a base. For some of these, you'll notice that my transfer wasn't perfect, but as I mentioned before, this wasn't due to the transfer gel. For this third box, I don't know if I'm going to be able to explain this properly, but the design you can see right now, 5 of the 10 foils have this exact design, but with different color combinations, and then the other 5 of the 10 have the other design, also in different color combinations. You're going to see the other design coming up in just a few seconds. But anywho, so this is the other design. So in the picture of all 10 swatches together, you can't even tell that it's basically 2 designs repeated in different colors, because of the pieces of the foil I'm using and also the direction that I'm putting the foil in. So these are still very versatile. In case you guys are wondering, I'm using this clear double-sided kind of tape called gecko tape that I got off of Amazon. I'm using this to adhere my tips to my tip stands and also to adhere my tips to my boxes. And this was recommended to me by my good friend Sassy from Sassy Fantasy Nails and Reviews. And it works like a charm. No more messing around with poster tack to adhere my tips to my tip stands. So thank you, Sassy Love, for that great tip. After the one I'm doing now, I have 4 more foils to go. With the last one, you'll see that the design looks kind of worn, but again, this was my fault because I thought I had top coated it already and I wanted to wipe off my sticky layer with some isopropyl alcohol, but apparently I hadn't top coated it yet, so I was just rubbing off my design. But anywho, I didn't feel like going over it again, so I just left it like that and top coated it. But looking at it now, I feel like it looks kind of cool if you're going for a distressed look. So that's something that I discovered by accident. Just wipe over it with some isopropyl alcohol when you're going for that look. So since we're almost at the end of the video, I'm going to say goodbye to you guys now. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you still kind of enjoyed this swatch video. If you did like it, please leave me a thumbs up. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. It would mean a lot to me if you did. You can click on the bell if you want to get notified whenever I upload. Check out my Facebook and Instagram page if you're interested, and I will talk to you guys in my next one. Bye bye. Mwah.